Hello, my name is Angela Long, and today I will be presenting to you my business plan for Long Family Audiology. My mission and vision at Long Family Audiology. I plan to take the mission and vision of ASHA and AAA and make them the foundation of my practice. I then want to build my practice on the idea that your entire family's hearing needs can be taken care of at my office. Hearing loss does not just affect the elderly population. It can affect every age group. In Fort Dodge and the surrounding areas population, there's a group with specialized skills where family is very important. This is the agricultural community. On average, 87% of Iowa farms are owned and operated by individuals and their families. I want to reach out to the surrounding agricultural community and their family, letting them know I'll be able to provide services to their entire family's hearing needs. I want to be able to help every person in your family when it comes to their hearing needs, no matter what profession you are. The definition of my market. Fort Dodge population is 24,987. Households in Fort Dodge are 10,390. Average household size is 2.3. Median age is 37.7. And average household income is 42,380. In the occupation in an employment area in Fort Dodge, 7,206 are not in the labor force, and 12,443 are in the labor force. I will now talk about some descriptive products and services my office will provide. Otoscopy, tympanometry, visual reinforcement audiometry, condition play audiometry, pure tone audiometry, speech testing, otoacoustic emission, and hearing aids. I'll now go into detail over these services and products. Otoscopy. Using an otoscope, the patient's ear canal and tympanic membrane or eardrum will be examined, and then the outer ear's health will be determined. Tympanometry. This is an objective test used to examine the condition of the middle ear and mobility of the eardrum. Visual reinforcement audiometry. This is a behavioral audiometric test that takes place in the sound booth on children ages 6 months of age to 2 years. Condition play audiometry. This is also a behavioral audiometric test that takes place in the sound booth on children from ages 2 years to approximately 5 years. And finally, pure tone audiometry. This is a behavioral audiometric test that takes place in the sound booth on children ages 6 years of age and up, as well as adults. This test will present pure tones ranging from 250 to 8,000 Hz to determine the patient's thresholds across that frequency range. This allows us as the audiologist to determine the degree, type, and configuration of the patient's hearing. Speech testing. There are 2 types of speech testing in my clinic that will be performed: speech reception thresholds and word recognition scores. Speech reception thresholds are show us what the lowest thresholds our patients can hear and repeat 2-syllable words, while word recognition tests show us the patient's ability to discriminate speech at a comfortable volume. Otoacoustic emission. This is an objective test used to examine cochlear function, specifically outer hair cell function. A stimulus is presented to the ear, and the emission produced by the cochlea is then measured. Hearing aids. A hearing aid is an instrument used to aid in hearing. There are many different styles, such as the BTE, the RITA, the RITE, the ITE, the ITC, the CIC, and the IIC. Each hearing aid will be fit to the individual, and they can range from, any kind of hearing loss, but fit specifically for every individual patient. Organization and management of Long Family Audiology. The office will be staffed by an audiologist, myself, and an office secretary. The legal structure will be a sole proprietorship. Roles of myself as the audiologist will be direct interaction with the patient, performing behavioral and objective hearing testing on the patient, performing hearing aid consultations, hearing aid fittings, hearing aid follow-ups, checks and cleanings, and writing reports. My office secretary's job duties will include direct interaction with the patient, making appointments, filing paperwork, billing, ordering supplies, checking in patients, checking in hearing aids, new and from repair, and checking in ear molds. Market growth in the Fort Dodge area. The market's population has shrunk from 2000 only by 0.2%. I do not find this decrease to be a concern in my area. I believe this can be due to a fluctuation in the amount of births to deaths ratio. Long-term growth perspectives for my market look toward the baby boomer population as well as the surrounding area population. As the baby boomer populations continue to age, the likelihood that they will have a hearing loss and need hearing aids grows. The average age of a hearing aid wearer is approximately 65 years old. The area surrounding Fort Dodge is highly populated by the agricultural community. On average, as I have stated, 87% of Iowa farms are operated by individuals and their families. The average age of an Iowa farmer is 54, which therefore falls into the baby boomer population. Also, due to the loud agricultural equipment, this can cause noise-induced hearing loss, and due to the whole family being exposed to it, this can be a very good benefit for me long-term for growth. What are some negative marketing conditions for me? Ones I am concerned with are availability and accessibility to my office. To minimize the ill effect of this, I want to make sure that I have extended hours during the week as well as on the weekend. I also want to make sure that my office is easy accessible to all, as I will have patients coming from out of town. I also want to make sure for accessibility to cultural, social, and sporting events. Fort Dodge really doesn't have too much to offer as on a big scale, but we do locally, and I want to make sure that I support all local organizations. For weather extremes, Iowa is known for cold winters and humid summers. I will make sure that I have a good heating and air conditioning system, and I'll also make sure I have a good snow removal system that would take place in a timely manner so my patients could get to my office safely. Some positive conditions in my area are environmental ambience. Iowa wind energy is growing, and I want to make sure my office is running on as much green energy as possible. And I want to promote that Iowa going green as well as increasing the wind energy option. Another increasing area is the agricultural employment. Like I've stated, 87% of Iowa farmers are operated by individuals and their families, and the average age of an Iowa farmer is 54. Most of their equipment is very noisy, which can cause noise-induced hearing loss. And over time, as the farmers continue to age, presbycusis can also set in, meaning their likelihood of needing hearing aids will also continue to increase. My market potential, market size of the entire Fort Dodge area in a 40-mile radius is approximately 79,397. Out of that population, the hard of hearing population would be approximately 7,463. Some pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses of long family audiology. For weaknesses, my client base, income can be a weakness. Financial assets and financial cash is going to be a weakness there in the beginning. Knowledge and skill in sales is also kind of going to be a area where I'll need to start off from. My reputation won't be well known in the area, and my name recognition won't be that well known either. And my marketing communications will start off low, but I totally go for increasing those over time. My strengths, though, I'm going to have a good client base and a good location. I also have good credit financially. For technology, I'm going to have the most up-to-date test equipment, programmable hearing aids, and a computerized office. My knowledge and skills in hearing aids, audiology, counseling, and services are also very well known. My communication skills and credentials, and my office location and decor are also, I find, to be strengths. The competitive advantage. I'll make sure to have competitive hearing aid and testing costs to my competitors, in comparison to my competitors, and I will continue to keep a competitive cost throughout the entirety of my practice. I plan on focusing on the family. I want to be able to help children, adults, the elderly, everybody. I want to build a relationship with the family. I will continue this with weekly evening support group meetings, individualizing to different patient groups. I plan to have extended hours both during the week as well as the weekend for those individuals who are working, have kids in school, and those patients who will be traveling from out of town. My competitors primarily focus on adults and the elderly. I plan on focusing on the entire family. Everybody can come to my office. My patients, I want them to believe in the family value and the value of that practice model. I want to be able to give every patient from 1 to 100 the individualized attention that they deserve. I will also have a superiority and knowledge base for my products I am selling. That way I am fitting the best instruments for each individual patient. I am pushing a family practice model. Like I have stated, 87% of Iowa farms are operated by individuals and their families. I will be seeing every age group. If you have to bring your elderly mother to the audiologist, and you're also kind of concerned about your son's hearing, my office is going to be that one-stop shop. Patients will be able to be seen no matter their age. Families continue to grow. That's never going to change. Your children are going to have children, their children are going to have children, and continuing on and on. I want my practice to be able to help your entire family. Since my competitors are not seeing all ages, I will be offering a service that is difficult to copy. I want my patients to know that I can take care of their entire family's hearing needs. Marketing strategies. For product strategies, I will be selling hearing aids, assistive listening devices, hearing protection, and Swimplex. For pricing strategies, I'll be using a bundling strategy where products and services are lumped together in one unit price. Distribution strategies. Indirect distribution, where the hearing aid manufacturer sells the product to me, and then I sell the product to my patient. Advertising strategies. I will be using word of mouth, newsletters, telephone directory ads, printed material, television, and radio ads. Sales and promotion strategies. I will be giving free batteries to every patient with the purchase of a hearing aid, free cleanings for the lifetime of the hearing aid, free audiologic testing while the hearing aid is under warranty. I hope that you have enjoyed the presentation for Long Family Audiology. Please reference my business plan that I have provided, and I hope that you find that Long Family Audiology is worth your while to opening so I can start the practice that involves your family and your family's hearing needs. Thank you, and have a nice day.